Sources of administrative law. Unlike substantive branches of law, such as the Indian Penal Code or the law of contract, administrative law is largely uncodified and judge-made. In India, there is no single administrative code. Instead, it derives its authority, rules, and principles from a variety of formal and informal sources. 1. The Constitution of India. The Grand Norm. The Constitution is the supreme source of administrative law in India. Every administrative authority must function within the boundaries set by it. Fundamental rights. Arts 14, 19, 21 in India, and provisions that empower the executive and legislature form the constitutional basis of administrative law. Fundamental rights. Part 3. Article 14 ensures equality and strikes down arbitrary administrative actions. Article 19 protects basic freedoms against unreasonable executive restrictions. Article 21 ensures administrative procedures depriving life or personal liberty are just, fair, and reasonable. Constitutional remedies and judicial control. Articles 32 and 226 empower the Supreme Court and High Courts to issue prerogative writs. Habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto. Article 136 grants the Supreme Court discretion to hear appeals against orders passed by any administrative tribunal. Article 227 confers power of superintendence on high courts over all subordinate tribunals. Civil services provisions. Articles 309 to 311 regulate the recruitment, tenure, conditions of service, and protection of civil servants. 2. Acts and statutes. Primary legislation. Statutes enacted by Parliament and state legislatures create administrative bodies, define their powers, prescribe their procedures, and set their legal limits. Creation of authorities. Statutes such as the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI Act, Competition Act, 2002, and Right to Information Act, 2005 establish autonomous administrative bodies. Statutory appeals. Many parent statutes provide internal appellate mechanisms to challenge an officer's order before a higher department or specialized tribunal. Delegated legislation. Subordinate legislation. Because the legislature lacks the time and technical expertise to frame exhaustive, day-to-day administrative rules, it delegates rule-making authority to executive bodies. Forms, rules, regulations, bylaws, orders, schemes, and statutory notifications. Legal force. When framed within the boundaries of the parent act, delegated legislation has the force of law. Control. If delegated legislation goes beyond the parent act, it is declared invalid under the doctrine of substantive or procedural ultra vires. 4. Judicial precedents. Judge-made law. Since administrative law is uncodified, judicial interpretation by the Supreme Court and High Courts remains its most dynamic and evolving. Source: Judicial Review of Administrative Action. Courts have developed doctrines to check executive arbitrariness, e.g., doctrine of proportionality, doctrine of legitimate expectation, development of natural justice principles. Key procedural protections have been created through judicial pronouncements. A.K. CrPC, Union of India, 1969, clarified that principles of natural justice apply to administrative inquiries, not just judicial ones. Menka Gandhi v. Union of India, 1978, mandated that administrative procedures must be fair, just, and non-arbitrary. Secondary and auxiliary sources. 5. Administrative directions and circulars. Executive departments regularly issue internal instructions, guidelines, circulars, and notifications to streamline day-to-day administration. Legal character. Pure administrative instructions do not generally have the statutory force of law, but they are binding on departmental subordinates and guide administrative discretion unless they contradict a parent statute. Reports of committees and commissions. Government and legal reform reports identify administrative defects and suggest statutory frameworks. Reports of the Law Commission of India frequently lead to new administrative enactments or procedural reforms. Administrative Reforms Commission (ARC) reports recommend structural changes to prevent corruption and ensure administrative accountability. Historical English reports influenced Indian administrative jurisprudence, e.g., the Donofmore Committee Report, 1932, and the Franks Committee Report, 1957, on administrative tribunals. 7. Custom and administrative conventions. Over time, certain unwritten conventions, practices, and standard operating procedures, SOPs, develop within government departments. When consistently followed without violating any existing statute, these conventions form an operational source of administrative process. In India, the Constitution is the foundational root of administrative law, while statutes provide the structural framework, and judicial decisions continuously expand its scope to balance executive efficiency with individual liberty.